Hello and good morning. Today is another episode of Cricut and Budgeting. And I'd like to take the time to thank everybody who has subscribed to my channel, who comes over and watches my channel, because I appreciate it. Now today, as you know, we do Cricut and Budgeting. We had an episode of creating dollar bucks. We had episodes of creating A6 size trackers in both horizontal and vertical. We had an episode of using pans to create it. We also did a large one. So today, I'm going to show how we get the color around the outside. I have two up here that have the color around the outside. It's pretty simple. I got these two done, and for my 250 subscriber giveaway, these will be in there. And the one we're going to create today. So, our first thing we always know, come to the left, come down to shapes, click on, and grab our rounded rectangle. And across the top, we're just going to leave the color for now. Across the top, come over to size, unclick the lock, and in the first one, let's do 3, hit enter, which is for the width, the height, which is the second box, 6, and hit enter. For some reason, I like to make I think I have more of this up and down than I do this way. Don't know why. But if you want it the other way, just type in 6, hit enter, and then 3, hit enter. And then it'll be the opposite direction. But I'm going to do this here one the same way as these. Be 3, enter in the first box, 6, enter in the second. Then we're going to lock it. Now we need to choose a color. That's going to be our background. I got blue, red. I'm going to go green. Maybe a lighter green. Orange. Let's do orange. Then over underneath layers, got the double squares with the plus sign in it. We're going to click on it because that's going to bring us up another one. It's already highlighted. And all I do is I come up, I leave this to the size, I leave it locked. And for the height, where it's got our little 6, and then it's got the 2 arrows, I just click on that bottom arrow twice, and then it'll come up to 5.8. Then underneath operations, click on the solid square to bring up our colors panel. And then I come down to the bottom and click on white. Then all we're going to do, let's get that panel, is put our white image over our orange image, highlight the 2, on the top, align, click the little arrow, come down to center. Now it centers it in there. Then back to the layers on the right. Click on the first double squares for grouping it. And that moves it together. And now when it's printed, it'll come out with that little orange around there. Well, we have an orange. We're going to use all shapes for this. So, and I'm using all the shapes that up here. These are free when you have Cricut Design Space. So if you don't have access, you can still create this one. We're going to use this little oval here. And we also want this to be a color. Let's do this one in the green. And then we're going to come back over to layers. Also, second set of squares with the little plus in, because we want to duplicate it. Now the second one, we're going to do the same thing on the top. Same thing on the top on operations. I can't talk today. The solid green square, click on it to bring up our colors panel. Come down to the white and click on it. Click off to get rid of the panel. And we're going to do the same thing. Just come up to the size. Don't mess with the width. Go to height. And leave it locked. And we're just going to click on that bottom arrow twice again. Then it'll be 1.5. Unless you want a bigger border, you can go smaller. Just layer them. Highlight them up to a line. Click on the little black arrow. Brings up our panel and come down to center. It'll center it. I guess I did pretty good when I centered it. Back over to the right. First set of double squares. Click on it. And it groups it. Then we're going to come back over to the left. Grab a text box. Backspace out the word text. And we're going to make these little ovals 5. Worth $5 a piece. Bring that up to the center. And let's come up to the operations. Click on the solid black square. Let's see, this we have orange. So we're going to turn our 5 into that orange color also. Kind of bring out that back color to the front. Highlight again the whole thing. Align. Click on the little arrow. Center. I guess I had it center. We're going to come over to layers, the first set of double squares, and group it. That way it is all grouped together. We're going to grab another text box, click into it, backspace out, and we're just going to call this a mini savings challenge. Now to get this word after I typed mini savings, I hit enter because then it brings it down to a second line. And we already know this is going to be way too big. So we just come up to the size, under width, just type in 2.8, hit enter. Now that's what we used to do before when we had our 3 inches, but now we've got this white layer in there that's smaller than our 2.8. So once I put the 2.8 in there, 8 in there for the width, then I just do the same thing. The bottom arrow, click on it twice. And it should fit in there, which it does. Let's move this down some so we can see when we click on the lettering. And color, operations, the solid. Oh, what color do we want it? Should we use that same orange again? Kind of bring out the orange in there. Nah, let's do black. solid black. There we go. And we'll just leave it across the top. And let's see. Oh, you know, we're going to need to highlight that. I'm going to come up to layers. The second set of double squares with the plus. We're going to click on it. Make the second one. We're going to click twice on it to get it, well, come on. There we go. And we're going to back out of that. And type in save. How much are we going to take and save? Well, we'll make this a tiny one. So we're going to put save, $, and $60. And we'll leave it the same black color. And we're going to put this one down here on the bottom. And we know we're going to have to shrink it. So I'm just grabbing the arrow, shrinking it in, and put it back down over on the bottom right. Now, let's get to creating our image panel so we know. Now we know I want 3 across. So we're going to come up to layers, center double squares. Just make sure we got it highlighted because this is the image we want to double. Center double squares with the little plus and click on it twice. And I'm going to need some room here, so we'll just move this down. Move our little mini savings challenge down and put this up here. And highlight all 3. I just do that by kind of put my arrow, this is my little arrow, put it down by it, click the left button down and hold it, drag it across and up. And it highlights all 3. We're going to come to the align panel again. Click on the little arrow down. I'm going to align to the top. And then we're going to click on align again and distribute horizontally. Then over on the layers on the right, click on the first double set of squares. That will group them. Now we know this is going to be too wide across here. So for size, we're just going to type in 2.8 for right now. And we know that this is going to be too big. It won't fit in there because our white, but for now we can leave it. Now we know if we're going to save $60, we need 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. So this is 1. Come over to the layers on the right. Second set of double squares with the plus sign on it. And click it 3 times. And that'll give us our 4 rows we need to save $60. Same thing, highlight them, panel, the align, align to the left, or you can choose align to the right, whichever one you prefer, and then come down and distribute vertically. Back over to layers, first set of double squares, click. Now they are all able to be moved without getting them out of our proportion. So let's move this one up now. We'll move our mini savings challenge up to the top. We're going to bring over our thing we just created. And you know, I think we're pretty good because that fits on there pretty good for being 2.8. So we're just going to leave it. And our little Save 60 box, we're going to bring up here. Kind of make it a little bigger. And we're going to move this down kind of to the center. You know, I think I'm going to come up to size where it says 2.8. I'm going to click on it twice. So it's 2.6 there. Now I kind of, well, let's go up one, 2.7. There we go. Kind of put it in the center there. Looks pretty good. And we're going to hold down our left button, bring over, bring up. So it's all highlighted. Come over Layers panel. You know, we don't need to do that grouping. We're going to come down to the bottom right where it says Flatten, and we're going to click Flatten. And there's our little mini savings challenge with colors. Up to the top on the right, what machine are we using? The Joy, can't use it. But the Explorers, the Explorer 3, Maker 3, but I'm going to use my Cricut. It's already clicked on there. Next, green over oval where it says Make It. I'm going to click on Make It. Let's see if my thing is up to speeding or if it's going to be slow today. Looks like it might be slow. Now I already have my piece of paper in the printer. Actually, it's cardstock. My machine is sitting up here off to the left. And it is turned on, plugged in, turned on. And there's our 3 savings challenges. Bottom right, hit continue. It's going to tell us it's going to wait. Got to connect to the machine. I just got to think. It's thinking and I can't talk today. And I made this little rainy day challenge one. Today it is raining. Yes, we just had snow a couple days ago and now it's raining today. Hit send to printer. Our dialog pops up. It's preparing our print. There's our 3 little savings challenges. I figured this one I made because, well, Mother's Day's next month. This one, it's raining today, and this one just so we can. Oh, you got to make sure that you have it set to the right printer you want it to go to, which this one is the one that I am using. This is my sublimation printer, so bleed, yep. Turn that off because we don't want our images to be blobs. And click print. And then it's going to prepare the print and send it to the printing machine. Printer. So now you got to see a sneak peek of what is going to be 3 saving challenges into the giveaway. And there's also going to be a set of 12 months that you start. Well, I got it set to start January of next year and go through the whole year to save. Those ones I'm not showing. They're going to be a surprise for the winner. Set base material while that's printing. I'm doing heavy cardstock. My default pressure, you can leave it if you know your blade is pretty sharp, but mine's kind of getting dull. So I'm going to put it on more. My blade is always left in there. I don't take it out. My little arrow button is blinking over here telling me I can put it in there for it to cut. But I have to go grab it first. Try not to make too much noise while I go grab it. And this is how it prints out now. These are the little block L-shaped things it's going to take and tell our machine where we're to cut at. So we'll put this on our mat, which I have laying here. And I'm not going to turn you over to the machine because the first few videos I did, so you kind of know, but here is our paper on the mat. Now when you put your paper on the mat, got to make sure it's put the same way. See if we can bring this picture up here. Come on. So it's got rainy days here. You got to make sure your rainy days here. You can't flip it up. So if you put your paper on like this, it's going to cut like this. It'll cut this here shape out right here. So make sure this is the same direction as this. I'll load it into the machine. The little C power button, or the C button is blinking. I'm going to push that. It's preparing to scan because it's going to scan these black lines because it's going to tell it where to cut at. There. But this is the first sneak peek. There will be another sneak peek. And those ones are already done and laying over here. The 12-month ones are already done and laying over here. But those, they will be a surprise. And I did do a big full-size sheet one, which is laying over to the side here, which will also be a surprise. So, as of right now, there's one large one, the set of 12. There's two other ones laying over there of A6 size, and then these three A6 size. Not sure where I'm going to stop because I kind of like come in here and play and make all kinds of little savings challenge. And there was somebody that says that you can never have too many savings challenges. It says it's 100% done cutting, but my sheen is behind that. It's cutting out the Mother's Day one right now. And now it's telling me to unload my mat. I always flip upside down, peel off. Keeps them from warping, curving, and there they are with the color around. The rainy day one and the Mother's Day one. Now this one I left so a person can put in their own amount of what they would like to save, because maybe they would like to make them $1, $3, $10. Maybe they want to get their mother a really nice gift. You can make it $100 if you would like. There's that one saving $20, and this one I just put $5 each. If you and I didn't put this save amount though. Now we're just going to go down to the bottom right, click on done. That'll bring us back to our canvas. So that's today's episode of Budget and Cricketing. I think it's Cricut and Budgeting. I have to think. B is before C. Anyways, if there is something that, maybe you would like to know about Cricut and Design Space, put the comment or ask the question below in the comments, and I can probably try and figure it out and help you walk you through, because we can do more than just savings challenges in Cricut Design Space. So I make cards, because you have seen them. They've been all over the internet. So if you have a question on anything you'd like to learn, just ask and I'll see what I can do. I'll see you guys all on Friday. Bye.